everyone. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to just a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. I just got back from walking my dogs and there's a couple of puffy clouds in the sky. It is so warm. I hope that right after the stream, you take a break, go outside, play around, and then get right back inside and watch some art with Anne. And then outside again. Okay? Today is Tuesday, so we are here for some pirate science. I have a cool little fun project that I did this weekend, and I want to share it with you today. This is, let's see, who do we got with us today? We got Aiden. Hello, Aiden. And Amelia, and Aiden again, and Sky. Hello, Sky. Tucker is always with us. Chloe. Hey, guys. Okay, so first, remember, www.mrincorvia.com. Go there. Check out the cool science stuff I put on there. Get the Minecraft server information for our Thursday streams, Coding with Captain projects, which are our Wednesday streams, all kinds of fun activities that you can do. Amelia says she already went outside. That is awesome, Amelia. Maybe what you guys can do is you can take your phones and you can watch the stream outside. That would be amazing. Okay. So, go to mrincorvia.com. Check out all the cool, fun, sciencey STEM stuff that I've put online for you. All right, let us get going. Today, I can make an ecosphere. What is an ecosphere? Guys, this is an ecosphere. I made 2 of them. I had some help. We made 2 of them this weekend. Take a look. Ooh. So, what we did, so an ecosphere is a environment that is totally self-contained. So in this, we have sand and dirt and moss and plants and river water all living inside of this jar. Now, I think that the only thing that I have to do with this guy is I have to open the top a little once in a while to get the air in. I want to make sure that there's air in here. But this is a self-contained environment. I watched a couple projects. I was like, how do I do this myself? So, you can kind of see, look, you can see the reflection of my computer. Let's get a little closer. So see the little plants living in there? Those are living plants, and there's a big stone. I'll show you the other one. That one was a little more open, so you can see what's going on in there. Here, I'll put it right here. There you can see. And this one is this is a smaller one. I mean, the jar is smaller, but there's more stuff crammed inside there. Look at all that living moss, and look at all that tangle of roots. We did a good job. I'm going to show you how I made one of these guys. It was actually not a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. Okay? And these should live for quite some time. I just made them this weekend. I'm not sure. Tucker says the server was griefed. Yes, we'll talk about that on Thursday. Don't worry about it. So, these guys, they took us maybe like an hour to make total. We went down to the river. I got my bike. I gathered all my stuff, and I got my bike and rode down to Anser school. We rode to Anser, and then we went right down by the Boys and Girls Club, and we got into the river. Alec keeps asking, can we make a baking soda vinegar bomb? We did that in school. Maybe. Well, we'll put it on the list, okay? Guys, if you have any suggestions of things you want me to do, the time is not to shout at me right in the middle of the stream, because you know what? Bad memory. Just totally forget. What you should do is email me, say, hey, this is Alec. I want to make a vinegar baking soda bomb, okay? And I'll be like, oh, Alec, that is a super idea. So we'll get right on that, okay? So please email me. It's r.incorvia@ansercharterschool.org, okay? So email me. Also, if you end up making one of these cool ecospheres, I want you to take a picture or a video and email me also, okay? All right. Hi, Stella. How are you doing? Hope that you and your brother are doing well during our early summer break. This is like summer break number 1, right? And soon we're going to have summer break number 2. I'm glad that you guys are with me. Okay. So, Stella says, Okay. Let's take a look at the video. Okay, so here is the video. I'm going to make this full screen. And we are going to click play. Okay, so this is the river right by Anser Charter School. We walked down there, and for any of the teachers who are watching, this is where we had our very first faculty meeting circle up. So we all were here, so that's where I went. So what we're looking for is some things that are alive, that can live inside of our ecosphere to help it all kind of like preserve that natural balance. So we're looking for some kind of slimy muck and moss. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to gather up some sand, and I brought these Tupperwares, okay? So that way I could put everything. I also bring some rubber bands, because when I sealed up the Tupperwares, I wrapped some rubber bands on it. That way the mucky, slimy, watery stuff doesn't spill everywhere when we have our bike ride home, or maybe a car ride. I'm sure your parents would very much appreciate not having to have river water in their car. Okay, onward. So we got some sand. Now, all the videos I watched of how to make one of these ecospheres said, well, you need some topsoil. But all the plants that were living by our river were really just kind of like rooted in rock and sand. So, I just grabbed what was natural there. So I didn't find any real dirt, but I did find this kind of really thick sand. Then I dug up some moss. Now, you know what I forgot to bring? I forgot to bring a gardening tool to dig up. So I just got a stick, and I just kind of started poking it into this moss. And this moss was really thick. It was dug down into the sand. And I didn't realize that how the roots were so good at holding on to the sand. You think of sand as really, it kind of falls away really fast. But these roots would hold the sand together. Root systems help control our river. They stop the sand from just slipping away. So you can see here I tore up some of the moss. It's still alive, and I put it in my Tupperware. So guys, if you go do this, I want you to take very small pieces. I took about this much moss here. So don't go ripping up the whole river bend. We want to make sure that you have a cool science experiment to look at for a couple weeks. But we also want to make sure that we're not hurting our river ecosystem. Okay, so in goes the moss into the Tupperware. And then it was time to get some plants. Now these plants also, what you can't see is that the river is right over there. All right. These plants live in the riverbed. We had to push away some of the river rocks, and then very carefully not tearing the plant out, because that'll rip the roots and hurt the plant. So what we did was we gently brushed away the rock and the sand so that the roots would be exposed. Again, the roots are really good at holding the sand and rock in place so that the river doesn't sweep away. And why do you think the plant really wants to be rooted well in the sand? Stella says she's making slime. Oh my goodness. Stella, please email me the results of your slime. The plants want to be able to hold on real tight. Look at all those roots. It has all those roots to suck up nutrients from the water, but also to make sure that the river itself doesn't just sweep the plant away. Sometimes the river is going to go right over the plants, and they need to hold on. So there we go, very gently. We got these little tiny plants, we got some bigger plants, but we only picked plants that we knew would be able to fit inside the jar. We didn't start knocking down any kind of like big, like knee-high things. You want plants that are about this big, 3-4 inches. That was the biggest plant we got, and he is inside here. All right, and we put the plants into our jar. We brought the Tupperware, a jar. We also brought a empty half-gallon milk jug so that we could take home some river water. You'll see that in a second. Hi, Chloe. Who's filming? I'm filming. That is actually my friend. She's like, she's quite the plant person, and she wanted to dig out the plants. It was my job to get all the mucky, slimy stuff, which is fine with me. I like the mucky, slimy stuff. So she's packing in the plants. Okay, so what I wanted to do, if you look into the river, you see there's that layer of decomposed leaves and plants, and then there's like layers of moss and sliminess. I was like, I want to grab all that stuff. So I got one of my Tupperwares and just kind of scooped all that right up in there. There it is. And then what I did was I found some rocks that were just kind of like, they have that green filth all over them. I picked up 3 of them and I put them right in that. I sealed it up and rubber banded that guy shut. All right. Next, I wanted to grab some just kind of like sticks and just slimy muck right from the riverbank. I grabbed a couple handfuls of that and put it in some plastic bags. Now, here is my half-gallon. This is an old milk jug I had, and I washed it out with soap and water. I rinsed it a number of times, and then you have to rinse it a third time. You have to get some distilled water. Distilled water is just pure water. It doesn't have any chlorine or anything in that. Believe it or not, the water that comes out of our taps has some chlorine and other chemicals in it that kill living things, because we don't want living things in the water we drink and brush our teeth with. So we wash it out with distilled water to get all those chemicals out. And then we can scoop up some river water. I'm hoping to kind of capture some like little microbes, little tiny bugs that might live in the water. Okay. I also picked a kind of shallow part of the river that wasn't moving, because I didn't know if there would really be like living microbes in the fast-moving part of the river. So I picked a quieter part of the river. Stella asks, what color should I make my slime? Stella, my favorite color is purple. Purple's kind of hard to make. So maybe like 1 drop of blue, 1 drop of red can give you a good purple. But I like purple. Let's see. Henry says, hi. Hello, Mr. Reagan. I hope you are having a good time. I hope that your brother is there with you. Okay, so I filled up my jug of river water. I packed everything into my backpack and then jumped on my bike and came home. All right, so this is what I got. I have my jars. I have my plants all ready to go. I got my dog. She is very interested. All right, and what we're going to do is we're going to put all this together. So I got this is my Tupperware of sand right there. You can see I rubber band everything shut. That way it didn't spill when I biked home. So first we're going to grab some of the sand and we're going to put it in the bottom. It's important to have the sand go on the bottom. You can see here in the live jar that it's settled all down nice and nice on the bottom. See? All right, so we're packing some sand in. This was a really easy thing to do. The hardest part was being really patient and sweeping away the rock and the sand from the roots. You don't want to pull the plant out. You want to brush away the sand and the dirt until it is easy. You just pick the plant right up, okay? If you yank the plant out of the sand and it rips the roots, you're going to hurt the plant. It's not going to live. Next, we put some of our moss in. Look how slimy that is. We're sitting in the river water. Yes, my dog. She is a cute dog. She's actually sleeping right next to me right now. Okay, in goes the moss. Then we're going to put some plants in. So we pick some cool plants. We have that guy. I really like that guy. He looks like a little fern. And all these plants were right by the riverbed, so we know that they must be good at living inside water also. Because, you know, that river, it goes up and down and spreads all out. If these plants couldn't live there, they would get swept away by the river real fast. Welcome back, Amelia. Okay, so you see, I also put the rocks in there. I guess I forgot to film that. I put one big rock in each one. You don't need a lot of rocks because the rocks, in many ways, don't really contribute very much to a still ecosystem like this. Okay, packing in those plants. This was, I guess, the longest. Put some plants in both jars. So I had one jar that was a little more open, a lot more open space. This jar was like, oh my goodness, we got a lot of extra stuff, so let's just pack everything else in there, see how it goes. All right, then we're putting in the slimy water from the rocks. Pouring it in about halfway, fill everything up about halfway. Then we're gonna put some sticks in there. So remember that slimy stuff I just picked off of the side of the riverbed, and I put it in just some plastic Ziploc bags. That was a good thing. Oh, one other thing is that when I was there at the river, I saw there was a lot of garbage. There was like an old teddy bear, and there was some plastic bags. I just scooped those up and threw them right in the garbage on the way out. So if you're out wherever you are gathering your material, leave it better than you found it, and scoop up some garbage too. Okay, so in goes the sticks. These are just some cool aesthetically pleasing sticks I found. Some other little tiny just leaves that had fallen off of plants. And then I top the whole thing off with river water. I give a little space on the top just to make sure that when I open the jar, it doesn't accidentally just flood everywhere. I'm hoping that there's maybe some tiny little creatures in the river water. And then we put our jar on, make sure that it is airtight. And don't shake the jar after this, guys. You just spent all this time building a cool little ecosystem. You don't want to hurt it. Yeah, it is a little, Stella said it made brown. Oh, yeah, purple is hard to make. It's hard to make. It's like, you just need, it's because the blue is so dark. You need like 1 drop of red and then like half a drop of blue. Okay. So that is how you make a little ecosphere. And what's hard to see is that, so this has been sitting for a couple of days. Right? And I was hoping that by now I could look in and see maybe some little bugs floating around, moving around. But you know what? I don't see any. And I think that maybe I went too early in the year, because when I was out there, I didn't really see a lot of bugs. I mean, there were some ants. I saw ants, but I didn't really see anything living. You know, when you go to the river in like midsummer and there's like all those things like swimming around in the water. I didn't really see anything like that. I think it might still be too early. The water is too cold. The sun hasn't been up long enough. But I did get some cool plants, and we'll see how they do. I am really happy with them. I think they look super cool. Oh, so the thing you can't see is that I had to leave it there for a while. When I first poured it in, everything was really mucky and kind of like gross. And you want to put it near a window, but not like in direct sunlight, because the sun will come in and heat it up and kind of cook all your plants. So you want to put it near, get it lots of natural good light, but don't let it just sit in the sun. The plants, you can see, have tiny little bubbles of air that they produce all around them. So this has been sitting for quite some time. And at first there weren't any bubbles, but now you can see that they are degassing a little bit of carbon dioxide. So that is why I think if I don't have any like living organisms in there, it might not be good to have all that carbon dioxide. So I might open this up and let some of the gases circulate. But otherwise, look at all these roots of the plants getting in there. I think it's super cool. So guys, what I want you to do is I want you to go and make yourself a little bit of a couple of these guys. My plan is to wait maybe a couple more weeks when some of the water starts really becoming more alive with little microbes. The guys that will swim around in the water, and then go do it again. And I might try to go do it from some standing water, like a pond or a lake or something, and not our river. But I really wanted to do the river right by our school, so that way we can kind of all share that together. If these guys are, I hope they last for quite some time, and I'll bring them into school when we all get back together, and you can check them out. Okay, so go make some ecospheres. It was easy and a lot of fun. And take some video and pictures of you doing it. Go email them to me. I want to share them online. Okay. Tomorrow we're going to be doing some coding, and I got some responses. Some people sent me in them coding, so I'm going to share some of that tomorrow. Okay. There's still some very small stuff in the sand. Yeah. So let me I'll show you the sand here on the bottom. So see, there's the sand on the bottom. Yeah, it was cool. I think that if I go, if I go to a still water, like a pond, there'll be more like mud and dirt and things like that we can put in. So you can put a layer of sand in first, and then a layer of dirt on top of that. Okay, and these are like natural outdoor plants. There are actually videos out there that you can just like make one of these guys at home by using like potting soil and charcoal and some live plants. So those are cool too. If you search for Ecosphere, there's all kinds of interesting tutorials for you to follow. Okay, guys. Yes, I want to see, Amelia, I like tiny creatures too. I want to see them swimming around in there. So I don't know, maybe they are in there, and they just have to have some time to wake up. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, guys, it has been super awesome. Remember, email me all the projects you're doing, and I will share them right on this channel with everyone. Go to mrincorvia.com for more fun science stuff and coding and games. Tomorrow, I'll be online for Coding with Captain. And I can't remember what we're doing, but I remember thinking about it. I wrote it down last night. It's going to be a lot of fun. So tomorrow, Coding with Captain. And then we are going to... Yes, it looks like there's nothing in there, but trust me, there will be. Yeah, I know. I think so. It's hard to. It would be almost impossible for me to believe to scoop up this much river water and not have some living little buggy creatures in there. So, okay, guys. Tomorrow, 1:00, Coding with Captain. 1:00 on Thursday, Minecraft. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Go outside, enjoy the beautiful fresh air, and then watch Art with Anne at 2 o'clock. All right, guys, it's been super. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Bye-bye.